Hey Heartbreakers! So today I'm going to be telling you my most awkward date, my favorite travel memory, how my transition from the adult industry was to mainstream, and how some of my friends and family have really shown up for me. Here's a couple of questions that people have asked. Most awkward date. Okay, this is not a date, but I was actually thinking about this the other day that this happened to me. I was at Catch, not that that's relevant, but just so you guys can picture in your head. I'm at Catch, I'm with a group of friends. I see this really attractive guy. I can't tell if he's with family or friends really, but I was just like, whatever, I'm gonna ask him, for his number. So I'm talking to him. I get his number, and then he tells me that he actually knows who I am, which is fine. Before, I used to be like, I don't want anybody to know who I am, but I'm past that now. And I'm chatting to him like I know him well, and his parents are actually at the table, and they're like, oh, how do you know my son? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I just kind of brushed it off. But then I started talking to the parents because I'm like, I'm going to get good in with the parents so they really like me. And tell me why we go to leave. And this is why I will never, ever tag where I am while I'm there. I've learned since this day. Fans came with spread eagle nude photos of me for me to sign. Yes, I know. While his parents, and I'm trying to be like, bye, whatever. They literally printed them out for me to sign, and they called me over, and I'm like, okay, I can't go to the fans and be like, shoo them away because that's rude. But when I tell you, I've never felt so embarrassed in my life, so I just signed them, but they were so close, and the parents go, oh, so that's how my son knows you. I didn't text him after that. He was like, don't worry about it. Like, my parents are chill, and I was just like, nah. I wanted to, lie maybe about, and that's what I was actively shooting in the industry, by the way. So yeah, I will never tag where I'm at. And that was probably my most awkward interaction / it's not a date, but getting to know someone. My friend Holly, best friend, was there. She was like, yeah, she's my biggest supporter. She's like, that's her, of course. I'm like, Holly, it's a spread eagle. Nude. Okay. My most recent favorite memory. You know what? The other night, I'm at Wally's and I meet this older guy, and he kept telling me how pretty my feet were and I had open toe shoes on. Tell me why he popped my foot out of my shoe and deep throated my foot. This is not a lie, okay? Ask my friends. Deep throated my foot in front of everybody at Wally's and had slobber on it. And I was so drunk that I was like, I don't know how to get out of this situation. And then I saw him again on Friday and I was like, we gotta get away from the foot guy. He's gonna deep throat my foot again. Real story. Ask my friend Gigi. She was there. We did hang out with him for the rest of the night. I'm not gonna lie. Fun guy. Oh my God. Yeah, no, he's a fun guy. But I blocked him. Should I share a little bit more of the story? We get in the car with him, okay? He does a bump of cocaine and just takes off with us in the car. And I'm like, pull over right now. This is not safe. Yeah, don't overdrink at Wally's. Okay, what was the transition away from the adult industry like? For me, it was actually kind of slow. You guys all know why I left the industry. We don't need to keep talking about it. But I left kind of in a not traumatic, but in a very hurt state. Not how I prepared myself to leave the industry. I thought I was just going to retire and it would be positive. But it was a blessing in disguise, really, because I kind of just stayed low key for a year. I was just dating around and enjoying my life, not really sure where I wanted to go. And then, I just was like, well, I'm bored. I might as well just try something different that's not adult. That's when I did the Harper's Bazaar cover in the glamour one. And I never really expected it. For me, I feel like if you want to transition out of adult, you have to have a good assistant and a great lawyer. This is no shade, you know what I mean, to agencies or managers. But if you're already coming into a situation with a fan base, managers are great to build you when you have no fan base. But you don't need someone guiding you with something that you've already had yourself. I just feel like you guys really need an assistant, and a great lawyer. 1, to keep you out of trouble. 2, to make sure that you're looking at contracts. And 3, your assistant to really schedule things and also almost kind of be your manager in a way. They're going to have mainly all your conversations for you. My transition from adult into mainstream was, I'm very thankful for it. I mean, I'm still in mainstream today, and I always kept my brand almost in a way very clean and classy, and your social media is very important. Even though you're in adult work, social media, companies and brands really they do. That's what they pay attention to fully. They don't want to have somebody on their brand that very public is also still uploading some type of pornography or adult work. I feel like it needs to stay on Pornhub and stay away from social media. And I'm very thankful that I've done that because brands have no problem actually working with me. And they say that it's strictly because I've kept my social media so like just my day in the life and not so pornographic. If you really, really want to leave the industry, that's really what you have to do. Agents are great in a way. There's a difference between agents and managers. Agents bring you brands and deals. Managers guide you and guide your brand. That's like the difference. I feel like agents are great because you don't know what companies you want to go to. You don't know the connection to them. You don't know how to reach out to them. And they bring it to you and it's a yes or no whether you want to do it or not. Find an agent. Also, I'm sorry, but like it's expensive. Finding a great PR person will really help you. A lot of times they almost act as agents and managers in a way, because they could bring you brand deals and stuff like that. But finding a great PR person that really backs you up, that can get you on red carpets, that can get you at like premieres of things, that can kind of turn your brand around publicly is very important. Very, very important. They're just really expensive. They run like $4,000, sometimes even higher a month for a really good one. It's an investment, but it will probably be like your best decision ever. Let's see. Oh, this is another good one. What is your favorite story about someone who really showed up for you, family, friends, or partners? I have a great little sister. She shows up for me in every single way. When I was freezing my eggs, I had to go into 2 emergency surgeries from complications. My sister stayed with me the whole time for a month. I mean, my sister would come to my side at any point. She is my best friend. Like, I absolutely love her. Another time that someone's really showed up for me was, I'm not gonna lie, guys, there was a point in my life where I was so depressed. I don't know how I got myself that depressed. And I actually was so like underweight and malnourished. One of my friends actually flew to me because she knows that I struggled to ask for help. And she literally for 2 weeks, like, just would not let me fall down again. Like I love my one friend so much. Like she's done so much for me and she literally stayed by my side for 2 weeks. Anytime I was crying, anytime I was upset, not eating, she sat with me. She made me eat. She was like my number one supporter. Like you got to have your friends with you and don't be afraid to ask your friends for help. That's what they're there for. One of these is, what's your best travel memory or story? Okay, guys, don't judge me. This is old me. But I was married to this guy and I tried to like break up with him and he wasn't listening. And I met another guy and I flew to Paris and I told him that I was with my family and like, because we had broken up, I was like, I just need to go see my family. But what I really did was have him drop me off at the airport to go see another guy. And I just posted next to the Eiffel Tower like this, and he freaked out. But you know what? The guy that I ended up with was one of my most favorite partners, and it was a great experience. It was my first time in Paris. It was super romantic. I could have totally handled it differently, but he was cheating on me the whole time, so I just did what he did to me. No shame. It was with the weekend that we were supposed to get our wedding vows renewed. That's why I had that weekend off and went then. But it is what it is. I'm going to ask myself for forgiveness for that. That's my best travel memory. It really is. One of my top vacations. Second would be when my first travel by myself completely alone. I went to Dubai. I really went on like a Zen type of, journey, and it did wonders for me. Like I was scared to like fight my like demons in me and like sit there and think about what I'm doing wrong in life. And I finally just like sat there and processed it all. And it really helped me. It really helped me actually pick who my friends were in my life and really sit down and make like pros and cons lists, literally. So those are my two favorites.
Would you remarry again?
Absolutely, I would remarry again. I cannot wait for my fourth husband. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, I love love and I love being married. I don't want to date to just date. I want to date to be married. I tell them that from like the first date ever. Like, if we choose to be with each other, it's to be married. I don't know if that's just my like religious background. I like that feeling of like true commitment. The only thing is, it's just hard to get divorced when the other person doesn't want to. And the longer you stay with them, the harder it is. So prenup, prenup, prenup. All right, Heartbreakers. Thanks for listening. See you guys next time.